Your daily habits are what create your life. I'm pretty sure Socrates said like the only difference between like two men is their habits, right? And so for the longest time, I'm pretty sure you've heard that, oh, it's about your habits, oh, your habits, your habits, your habits. But it may not have resonated with you. It may have not sunk into your mind the way it should have. At least for me, it didn't for a very long time. Oh, it's your habits. Oh, it's your habits. Like habits is a word that's just thrown around completely. And I started grasping the concept of habits when I read this book called Atomic Habits, right? Atomic Habits. And in that book, I read two chapters. And two chapters, it changed my perspective and ultimately helped me change my life, actually. Because, one of the chapters is spoke about identity, how your habits are linked up to your identity. Dr. Joe Dispenza, I'm pretty sure last name, talks about this, how your personality creates your personal reality, right? And your personality is based off habits. Now, habits are just things that we do without even thinking twice about them, okay? And so in that book, it pretty much stated like your habits create your identity. If you want a different identity, then you must create different habits that prove that you have a new identity. And so I'll give you my example. If you look back to my channel, like I was heavy into bodybuilding. Bodybuilding to me was my life. I was a bodybuilder. I ate like a bodybuilder, trained like a bodybuilder, slept like a bodybuilder, and was disciplined as a bodybuilder. I posed, even though I only competed twice, I lived the lifestyle of a bodybuilder because I saw myself as a professional bodybuilder. Because of that mindset and those habits, I looked like a, maybe not professional stage weight bodybuilder, but I looked like a bodybuilder. Had this physique, had the flow, I was posing. But what did I do to prove to myself that I was this amazing bodybuilder? Again, I slept, I ate 4 or 5 times a day, I had coaches, I posed, I like that to me is what made me a bodybuilder. I didn't drink, I smoked weed. I didn't go party. I lived this regimented life. And so I studied the game. I read books on it. I watched YouTube. I would watch bodybuilding all day. And so my identity was very stuck to I am a bodybuilder. And so for me, when I started working on my business and as a personal trainer, I'll never forget the day where I was like, okay, like I need to financially get in a better position. I need to grow my business. And so I remember being there and making myself make different priorities. I told myself, okay, Alex, this is back in 2020, like March 2020, where I was like going broke. I had nothing. Like I was like, I need to do something or I'm going to work at a restaurant. So what I ended up doing was I sat there, I'll never forget, I'm like, Alex, in this point in your life, you're 25 years old, you're not making any money. Like there's a pandemic going on, but like you have a buddy of yours that has a restaurant. And he's like, yo, you can come work at my restaurant, make some money. And I sat there and I'm like, Alex, you're so smart. How are you going to go back to your restaurant? Like, come on, dude. And I'm like, you have to make this personal training business work. And so that day I made a switch. I said, here's bodybuilding, here's personal training. And I switched them. I said, the most important thing to me now is personal training. That's it, not bodybuilding. I'm not going to wake up and think bodybuilding, but I'm going to wake up and think I need to go help people. The minute I made that switch, everything turned around in my life. I started getting more clients. I started helping more people. I started training more people. My finances went up. Everything switched because I started switching I made, first of all, the mental switch. This is what I'm going to do. And behind that were actions. So every day I'd get up and I would message people. I'd ask people, hey, do you want to learn boxing? Hey, do you want to work out? Hey, do you want this? And so I started making that my priority on my daily life. Help people, help people, help people, help people. Because as much as I love bodybuilding, I took it to the extremes. And when you take it to the extremes, you become narcissistic, not in a bad way. That's just what bodybuilding is. You have to focus on your meals, your sleep, your workouts, your posing. You have to constantly look in the mirror and look at yourself and see what you have to work on. So it's a double-edged sword. Most of you guys need to become more narcissistic. More of you guys need to put more focus in that mirror and look at what you need to work out and work on and look at your life and look at how many things you're not doing for yourself. I put my meals in front of people. I put my sleep in front of people. I put my workout in front of people. I put the way I looked in front of people and how I felt, So that made me ultimately create a really good body because I put that first. And so realizing that when I made the switch, I started taking actions and steps that proved that I was more of a business owner, that I was more of a trainer than I was a bodybuilder. What were the steps? I was messaging more people. I was training more people. You know, I was constantly trying to train people, help them. I would text my clients. I'd make sure they're all doing good. And then obviously I'd still work out. I still get my meals in, but they weren't the most important thing. Now, for you, whatever you want outcome-wise, you have to realize that you have these habits on a daily basis, and some of them you don't even think about. And so to create new habits for new results, whatever it might be, you have to first take a look at what you're doing on a daily basis and change something. You got to disrupt the pattern. For me, it started about a year ago. I started waking up at 3 a.m. Okay? My pattern disruption, because I wanted to grow my business more. I wanted to be more focused on not just my business, but more focused on like becoming a better man, not lusting so much. Okay? Your vice might be smoking weed, might be eating food, might be porn, might be lust, might be who knows, you know, whatever your vice is, you have to start slowly changing that identity by your habits. And so take a habit that you have, whether it's waking up early in the morning or sleeping in, whether it's eating a certain food at night, okay, realize that it is a habit. It's going to happen again today. It's going to happen again tomorrow. There's going to come a feeling, you know, that comes towards you. You know, maybe it's jerking off. Maybe you do it right before bed. Maybe you do it in the morning, whatever it might be. If you know that's going to happen, put your phone away. Put your phone somewhere else. If you know you're going to eat this food, don't even buy it. Don't allow yourself to do it. If you know you're going to stay up late and watch TV, like recognize that, hey, I know what usually happens at night. I'm not even going to turn my TV on. I'm just going to go to bed. Or I'm going to do push-ups. Replace what you usually do with something else. And one of the best things to replace it with is physical activity. Like, if you know you're going to do that, let me just knock out 5 push-ups. Because ultimately, we're looking for that high. You know, that habit sometimes gives us a high, whether it be food, lust, porn, whether it be TV. It makes us feel good, or else we wouldn't do it. So replace it with some physical activity. And then just recognize that new habits create new identity, meaning you become a new person. If you want to become a person that's fit, healthy, confident, well, what does that person do? What time do they wake up at? When do they get the workouts? Do they skip workouts? Do they skip meals? Okay, recognize that your habits can slowly be changed by first being honest, recognizing them, and then applying a new habit. And it could be small. You know what? Instead of like watching TV, I'm gonna do 5 push-ups, and that just gets the ball rolling. Instead of eating these sweets, I'm gonna get some chicken. I'm gonna make some salmon. I'm gonna drink a protein shake. You know, maybe save your protein shake for nighttime instead of drinking it in the morning or daytime. Maybe save your protein shake for nighttime. If you know you're gonna get these late night cravings, save yourself a protein shake. You know, whether it be chocolate, vanilla, fruity pebbles. If you know you get cravings at night, drink your protein shake at night. And that way you're at least getting protein in there, something flavorful, and you're not sabotaging your results. So go back to your habits. What am I doing on a daily basis? Really, I'm telling you, it makes a world of a difference. You change one habit, it can change your whole life. Seriously. Like you change the habit of eating at late night, like these snacks, and you change it with you exchange it with like protein shakes. You're drinking protein, still tastes good, but you're not having all that other bullshit that's making you gain weight or making you have body fat. All right? So don't underestimate it. Same thing with waking up early. You know, I'm gonna wake up early and knock out 10 push-ups. You get that new habit, you'll build more discipline, you'll build more respect, you'll build more confidence. I'm telling you, look at your habits. All right? Much love.